Hey guys, it's Kelly Ellis again with the Chatham County Chamber of Commerce. As you all know, I am a big believer in know before you go when it comes election time. Well, early voting starts next week, the 16th, and I wanted to try to get some sneak peeks in and learn the platforms and to just interview some of our local candidates. And here with me today is Miss Jill Niccolich of Pleasant View. Jill is uncontested. She's returning for as a city council person,
Yes.
right?
Alderman.
Alderman, alderwoman,
Alderwoman, whichever.
politically,
Yes.
politically. Tell us a little bit about Jill, because I know you've been in and around town and doing a lot of things in the leadership roles for many years.
I
Kind of
have.
brief us on that.
Well, I've lived in Pleasant View for 29 years now. My husband and I moved here. I was 19 when I got married.
Oh,
So I've been in Pleasant View my entire adult life, I guess you could say. So yes, we've lived here for 29 years. We've got 2 kids. I've got an 18-year-old daughter and a 16-year-old son, and we're just living life in Pleasant View, love Pleasant View, and can't imagine living anywhere else. But I've been an alderman since 2020 is when I first ran, and then before that, I was on Parks and Rec for 5 years. So I've just absolutely loved being part of Pleasant View in that aspect.
So, why are you running again? Glutton for punishment?
Oh no. I've had so many people ask me that, and I think people think it's there's a lot of contention or something, but it's really not in Pleasant View. I'm running again because Pleasant View means that much to me, and in the grand scope of political awareness, it matters what happens in your small town.
Sure
So
does.
many people debate whether or not they're going to vote in the big elections. They don't think their vote matters, but in small towns it matters, and that's where your life is the most affected by politics. And I hate to even use the word politics, because it doesn't feel like politics to me. It just feels like family. It feels like I'm taking care of my own, and not just my own family, but my community is my family also. So it means a lot to me.
What are your goals this term?
This term, and just in every term, where I believe the most is I just want I want us to maintain our American way of life. Number one, again, when you're thinking about America as a whole, it's a lot. It's very big, but in Pleasant View, I want us to keep what we have. And it doesn't mean we don't grow, because I want us to grow. I want us to grow commercially, and I love it that people want to move here. But I also want people to realize when you move here, you're becoming a part of our community, and we have our way of life is just simple, and I want it to be quiet. I want it to stay small. We can only grow so big anyway, and I want us to stay that way. So my goals is to continue to encourage commercial growth, and I want people to move here. I do. If we've got room, we still have room for people to move here. But I would love to see our community grow, and people come here to eat out and to shop. That's what I want to see. And I also still love our parks. I'm also the liaison for the parks, and hope to continue to be that. I would love to see a storybook trail put into the park. That's my next thing that on my agenda is to look for to getting that into one of our parks.
What are the greatest challenges or opportunities for Pleasant View?
Greatest challenges, I think, is just because we work completely off of sales tax. That's always going to be a challenge, and I still want us to be able to do that, though. There's always this looming thing in the back of our minds of a possible another like a property tax, and
There's no city tax here. There's no city property
we
tax.
don't have a
There's
city,
no,
right? We don't have
no
a city.
fire tax.
Correct. And I would like to, obviously, I would like to keep that and not have to have that. And I don't think we will. I mean, right now we keep the budget pretty tight, and that's one of those things that is open to the public, and you can see that. We're very much on top of keeping our budget in check.
You all's ballot has a referendum that's on there. I want to read this to our people to have a clear understanding. It says, shall the ordinance passed by the town of Pleasant View, published in a newspaper of general circulation, increasing the local sales tax rate from 2.25 to 2.75 become operative? That's a That's a half a percentage,
It's a half a percentage,
lifting us to the 2.75.
right?
I believe the mayor in his interview said that you all estimate that to generate about $300,000.
Yes.
Where do you see that money going?
I see that money going across the board. One of the biggest things that we have to do, that we have to take care of, is our own roads infrastructure. And we hear that a lot of people say our infrastructure and, some of the flooding issues and things. And so I would like to be able to see, and I know that that will be spread out, to be able to help take care of that infrastructure and be able to take care of our roads and pave our roads. Because as everybody knows, everything has gone up. Prices of everything has gone up.
The road system, there are highways that are owned by the state and
Correct.
mandated by the state and maintained by the state, but the side roads are what you're speaking of,
Yes, all
correct?
of our side roads that we're responsible for
Mhm.
to keep the potholes out of, and then we have it on a rotation with certain roads for that we go through every year that we're able to pave, and those are the things that people don't really think about, but
Right.
it costs so much.
They may not understand that you all as a city have to take care of those. They
Right.
may think that's a state or a TDOT or something.
Right,
Yeah.
and 41 and 49, the state takes care of that, but we're responsible for everything else inside the city limits of Pleasant View.
Again, I'll bring up our interview with Mayor
Mhm.
Anderson, who also is uncontested. He did clarify for us that while there is a tax increase, and we always are scared of a tax increase, there is no city tax, there's no fire tax,
That's right.
and the increase would only bring us up to level with those surrounding cities and counties.
That's
correct?
exactly right. Yeah. If you're in the city, the 12 square miles of Pleasant View,
Yes, ma'am.
we don't have that right now, but everybody outside of us already has that.
Ashland City,
Absolutely.
Robertson County, Springfield,
Yes.
Clarksville, Coopertown.
So anytime you shop outside of Pleasant View, you're already paying that half a percentage. I mean, it's very small. And we anticipate a lot of people that do eat in town and come off the interstate, buy gas, eat, shop. They probably already think that they're going to be paying that anyway, because you're doing that everywhere else around us. So it really is a very, very small increase
Yes,
that just
ma'am.
brings us up to the rest of the county
Right.
and the rest of Middle Tennessee.
Gotcha. Well, Jill, thank you so much for taking time out of your
Absolutely.
busy schedule. Of course, many years you've already had on your resume there and been so successful, and we love your heart
Oh,
and we appreciate you and we wish you a successful next term.
well, I appreciate it. Appreciate you taking the time to do this.
All right.
Say hello to Pleasant View. Love you guys.
All right. Thank you.
Absolutely.